Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dan here, and in today's episode, it's just going to be really quick. I wanted to show you guys something that I just kind of quickly did over the weekend we just had, and it doesn't exactly relate to what we've been covering, but I thought it might be necessary considering I wasn't able to find anything on this before. So let's get started. I have a separate scene set up here. This would be very useful for some kind of maybe top-down style game, whether it be a turn-based game or an RTS, whatever. This is actually kind of helpful. It's really basic, so this tutorial is actually going to probably be very, very short. So let's get started. So if you create a new scene, or if you're just following along and you just happen to find this and this is something that you needed, uh, you should just have your main camera and your empty scene. And what we're going to do first is we're just going to center it and set the rotation on the x-axis to 90. And then we're going to move the y position up to, let's do 25. And now we're going to create a new script. I'm just going to create it in the standalone folder because I might do stuff in this scene later. We're going to create a new script, a new JavaScript called mouse drag. And we're going to go ahead and open that. And this script is extremely short. It's only about 8 lines of code. And we'll continue with this later on. We'll kind of develop an ultimate RTS top-down camera script in the future, but this is just going to get us started. So we're going to need one variable, and that's going to be speed. And set that as a float, and it will be equal to, actually no, we'll just leave that blank for right now. We can adjust it accordingly in Unity itself. And then we're just going to need function update for right now. And inside here we're just going to need one if statement. So what we're doing is we're going to be able to click with any of the mouse buttons, preferably the middle mouse button. And when we do that, we'll be able to drag the screen around, and it'll be useful for some RTS styled games. And we'll also do it eventually with like the arrow keys and the WASD, but for right now, we're just going to focus on making it mouse controls. So inside the if statement, we're going to do input dot get mouse button, two parentheses. Now in here, what we do is we have any choice between 0, 1, and 2. 0 is the left mouse, 1 is right, and middle is 2. And for this particular one, I'm doing 2, just because that's how I mostly play RTS games, with the middle mouse dragging. And in here, we're just going to need to do transform dot position dot x minus equals input dot get axes. I'm not doing this right. There we go. Inside here, we're going to do mouse x, and then multiply that by our speed, then multiply that by time dot delta time. So that's got the x portion covered. Now we need to do it for the z, because since this is not on the y-axis and it's a top-down version, you don't use the y-axis. That stays constant the entire time. The x and the z are the only ones that change. And all we have to do is just copy this top part, replace the x's, we'll replace the transform.position.x with a z, and then mouse x to mouse y. And go ahead and save that. You can minimize it. And what we're going to do is we're going to select our camera, and we're going to add our mouse drag. Come on. There we go. And let's adjust the speed to, let's do 50 for right now. So if we go ahead and hit play, you can't really tell anything's happening. I'm clicking and I'm dragging, but obviously you can't tell. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to put a cube down, and we're going to center that. And now if we hit play, I am currently middle clicking and it drags accordingly. So this would be very useful for RTS style games, just because the middle clicking is extremely useful, and being able to drag the camera around is also extremely useful. I'm sorry that this tutorial isn't extremely long and that I didn't cover what I had said I would in the 80 subscriber special thing. I will get around to those. It's just I wanted to cover this first just because I thought it was pretty interesting. So I'll see you guys next time, and take care.